All right. Let's see what we're working with here. Good morning. Okay, for those of you who aren't used to my head bobbing back and forth, let me tell you what's going on. First of all, we got Periscope family over here, Facebook family over here. Good morning, you guys. I am so excited. This is crazy. I am so excited. I haven't been this excited in a while, and I'll tell you soon. I'll tell you soon. First, let me introduce myself and give you a proper good morning. Happy November 1st. How about that? My name is Darissa. I am your perception chick, and I am here to help you embrace your life and embrace your purpose. Learn how to cherish your time, but most of all, see your life through God's eyes. I am the CEO and founder of God's Chosen Vessels, and I am also the creator of the Embrace Formula. And I am so proud to be here. So happy to be here today. We are doing something special. We are launching and kicking off a movement of sorts, okay? We also are doing our word of the day. Now, for those of you, hey there, bro, I see you, and I see my daughter. Everybody's piling in. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. Okay, calm down. Okay. So we're going to do the word of the day, but I promise you it's going to tie into, can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, I know. He was hanging tough. I had to leave you. I came in for a second, bro, and I had to leave you. For you on Facebook, family, we can have conversation over on Periscope also. So if you have something to say, go ahead and type. I can see your comments. And so I'll try my best to go between both cameras and see, what's going on. But what we're going to try to do is we're going to go ahead and switch to OBS later on in the future so I can just look at one camera, because this can be a little probably bothersome for you guys. Hey, baby, I see you, sweetheart. I see my daughter's in the house. I'm going to plug my mic up over here. I have one and you guys kind of keep freezing up. So, word of the day. Let me take you back. For those of you who are new to the whole word of the day game, I usually use this pretty little glass right here. And what I do is I choose a word blindly. I sure will thank him. He'll be coming on in a minute, in a little bit. He said he was going to come in the room. And what we do is I pick a word blindly, and we take this word, and the whole point of the exercise is to help you to master changing your perception on what these naked eyes see. Yeah, we're having problems on Facebook. I'm not sure why. And so what happens is when you stop looking at life and looking at situations and looking at things the way these naked eyes, these carnal eyes, try to convince you to believe what you see instead of what the truth is. And the truth is what God tells us. The truth is what the word says, okay? And it's so funny. If you go on my page, good morning. Hey, there's my husband. Bro was just mentioning to tell you thank you for coming into his scope last night. Yeah, bro's in here too. So, and so what we do is we pull a word, and they're simple words, but sometimes words have negative feelings attached to them, because it could depend on your experience, your situation. And so what we want to do is we practice with the words. If we can switch the meaning or the concept or the perception of the word in our head, then we try to apply that same thing to everyday life. So when things come our way that knock us off our game, yes, it was a great word. It sure was. It really was. That was some meat, some good meat, as my dad would say. Good meat. We apply it to the bigger things in life, the things that'll just totally throw us off, right? And we want to master that thing because we know that the enemy uses the power of suggestion. That's one of his biggest tools. If he can get between that space in our ears, okay, and dwell there a little too long, then he's kind of got us, because the battle is in the mind. You know what I'm saying? It's really in the mind. And so once we master staying above and beyond what these carnal eyes see, then we're halfway there. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we normally do. So we're going to get back into that. For the last month, I've been choosing words according to the alphabet because we were doing a special campaign during the month of October. But today is day one of our, drum roll please, I wish I had a little drum roll, Love Fest 2017. That's what the Lord gave me. And love is an acronym. LOVE stands for Leave Others valued day. For those of y'all who don't know, means every. Every day. That's what we're going to do starting with today. Okay. So this is our 30-day random act of challenge day. Okay. We're going to do this all month. Today is day 1. And we have a Facebook page where we will be, I want to say held accountable, but that's not really the word, because sometimes when you think accountability, I don't want this to get twisted into a situation where it's a brag fest. You know, look what I did for somebody today. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing here. We are starting a movement of sorts, everyone. And so movement is our word of the day. Okay. See how all this is tying in? Movement sometimes conjures up thoughts of activity, you know, with your hands and maybe exercise, that type of movement. That's what I'm doing. To God be the glory. Okay. But while you're listening to me, that's cool though. That's really cool. And so, but what I mean by movement, I mean movement in a sense of taking a thought, taking an act, and positioning it in such a way where it will pass from one person to another. It will move from one person to another, kind of like a domino effect. When that one domino falls, the one right next to it falls, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of like the game of tag. If I tag you, you're it. Then you run off and you tag somebody else and they're it. And then they'll tag somebody. The movement, okay, from person to person. So that's what we want to do. And I love that because there's this beautiful scripture that says, and it's Matthew 28:19. I can't use my other phone. Okay. Oh, thank you, Facebook, for coming back. Thank you. Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." That is the great commandment or commission. We are commissioned to go out and spread the gospel. We are commissioned to tell the good news, right? So the purpose of this challenge is for us to, it's twofold. It's twofold. The first purpose would be for us to start a movement of sorts. A movement, because spreading the gospel can be a movement. Remember the analogy of just moving from one person to another. Tag, you're it. Okay. This is what we want to do. We want to take a random act of kindness and pass it to someone else. We want to go around being about our Father's business. We want to walk around doing good, just like He modeled for us. Some people will never open a Bible. They're longing for something, they're wanting something, but they'll never actually sit down and open that Bible. You in your life will probably be the only Bible, okay, that they will read today. So what will your actions, what will your movement say to them? Will they see the Christ in you? Will they hear it in your words? Will they see it in your walk? Will they see it in your doings, in your activities, who you're affiliated with? You understand what I'm saying? Are you a walking testimony? Are you living proof that He exists? Are you living proof that He loves everybody? Okay, regardless of their faults and what they've done and how they look and how they're dressed and where they live and what they drive. Are you walking, living proof that He is above and beyond all that? You understand? So that's what this movement is about. It's taking one random act of kindness and moving it from your person to the other in such a way that it not only moves them, meaning to get up and repeat it, but it moves them. You understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I making it plain to you? So our first goal is to spread the love of Jesus Christ through our actions and through random acts of kindness. Purpose number 2, and this was a little deeper, but this one goes back to self. and its purpose. I have found in my life that being about my Father's business, making sure I do something every day to resemble him. So when people look at me, they know that, oh, that's my daddy. You know, for those of us who have children, there are children that look more like you and more that look like your spouse. You know what I'm saying? They have your traits, they have your movements, they have your facial features, they walk like you, talk like you. But people can look and say, that's so-and-so's child, because they resemble you in some form or fashion. That's how people should look at us when it comes to our Heavenly Father. Do we resemble him in our actions, in our ways, in our speech, in our behavior? Do we resemble him? And I find that our kids have my, okay, okay. I want to, we can talk about that later. Because you said like all of them. I don't know about that. We talk about that later, Mr. Carnell. But anywho, so I found that in my life that when I am being receptive to whatever God has me to do, when I am on this journey trying to figure out what is my purpose, because all of us want to know what our purpose is. It would be a sin and a shame to live out your life and never plug into the source, who is God. He's the source. He's the creator. He has a plan and a purpose for each and every one of us. So why not ask him, what is it you'll have me to do every day? Every day, that should be your question to him. After you thank him for waking you up, okay, what are we doing today, Lord? What will you have me to do? I'm an open vessel. I'm an open vessel. You instruct me, and then position yourself in such a way that you are receptive to it, and that you can hear what he's saying, and that when he puts a certain person in your path, you know immediately, oh, that's my assignment. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to say this to this person. I'm supposed to do this for this person. You know, whatever the assignment is. And so, you know, I believe in listening to what clues he gives us. Brother Steve Harvey says, and he wrote a book about it, success leaves clues. I like to say your purpose leaves clues. That's what I believe. And I mentioned this in the scope yesterday. If you knew me as a kid, I was always that kid I'm the doer. I'm the doer. You know, you don't have to tell me. Before you can give out the instructions, I'm already over here with my hands deep in it. I'm at it. I got you. Okay. I was always the one walking around with somebody's baby on my hip, and I was a baby myself. Just always wanting to care for somebody. Always wanting to do. I've always been a champion for the underdog, whoever that is. If it meant somebody getting bullied on the playground, it had nothing to do with me, was none of my business. But God forbid if I look across the playground and I see somebody getting bullied, I'm putting the tetherball down. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Got to tend to that. You know, just make it my business. I've always been that. Those were clues to who at 53. I'm like, yep, that was me. Because I'm that way amplified. You understand what I'm saying? So I think all of us kind of know what our purpose is, but we don't tune into it, and we don't really ask God for clear instruction as to, okay, how does that fit? How do you want me to use that? Because this is how you wired me, and ain't no running from it. I can take a job and I can work there and retire, and I'm not fulfilled because I'm not walking in my purpose. I'm not doing what you wired me to do. I'm just here collecting a paycheck. You understand what I'm saying? So I believe that going about doing his business, going about walking and talking with him and learning of yourself. Oh, to God be a glory, honey. That's why you my daughter. I love you. I really do. I would have been happy if you said 42, but I'm happier because you said 23. Bless your heart. No. Mama done celebrated the 30th anniversary of her 23rd birthday. How about that? And you do the math. That's funny. That's too cute. So, you know, as we do his will, he will start giving us little nuggets, just little droplets of who we are in him. You will surprise yourself when you do for others. I like this other, you guys will find I love a good acronym. I love me an acronym, honey. Joy is a beautiful acronym. And my prayer is that as we go day to day on this challenge, you find joy every day. Just more and more joy every day. His joy. Joy stands for Jesus, others, and then yourself. I found that when you serve him and try to strive to be like him, like Jesus, as you're doing for others, you get blessed in a mighty way. In a mighty way. You can't put a price tag on it. You can't describe it. Blessings come your way in so many forms. Your life you feel so fulfilled because you're doing his work, and there's nothing more fulfilling. So this challenge, my darling, there is a ebook, like I explained yesterday, that's in the making that I want to get in your hands. There are two things that I want you to do. One is get the ebook. It's not complete, but I'm still going to give you your first assignment for today, which is November the 1st, because we're going to start the day with or without. We're going to do this. We're going to start a movement. The second thing I do want you to do is I want you to go over to Facebook and go ahead and join my page, Perception Chick, if you on Periscope aren't already on that page, because this is where I'll be broadcasting, not on my main page. So every morning to give you your assignment, that's where I'll be. I'll be on Periscope Chick, on Periscope, and I'm sorry, I said Periscope Chick, Perception Chick, sorry, on Periscope and on Facebook. Okay, so if you can share this out, I'd appreciate it. I'm always scared to touch buttons and do things myself because I don't want to cut myself off. I think I did it correctly. Well, glory be to God. Wow. Okay. I'm learning. And see, I don't know what I did there. I hope and pray. I don't know what I did. But anyway, I'll leave that up to y'all. Hey, Facebook, I see you coming in. Thank you for joining. So your first assignment today is really simple. It doesn't take money. You don't have to really prepare a whole lot for it. Not a whole lot. It might be a couple of things you might want to do. Make sure everything's in order. You know, smile. Simply smile. Even if your day is going a little cuckoo-ca-choo and your smile looks like this, do it anyway. I love this mug. I love this mug. See that? Even if you're having a cuckoo-ca-choo kind of day, I still want you to smile. And you say, well, that's so simple. You don't understand. Yes, you do want to smile. Stop being contrary. When I say smile, I don't mean that, hey, how you doing? No. Smile. Think about what God has done for you. Think about that. Think about that just for a moment, if you haven't already. How he's blessed you just even now to see this day. There's a song we sing in Kojic song in the Kojic church and in the Baptist church. When I think about Jesus and what he's done for me. When I think about Jesus and how he set me free, I can dance all night. Some of y'all know that. Some of y'all familiar with that. And I just want you to find whatever it is in your heart that makes you say, wow, and smile. Give that authentic smile. I could think about some things make me smile. And then I could think about the goodness of the Lord. And then you get this. Then you get this, because you don't have to be nice, y'all. My mama used to say, ain't nobody got to do nothing for you. Marinating that. Ain't nobody got to do nothing for you. I'm just saying. God is so gracious. Every day, new mercies. Every day, new mercies. Everybody, especially this time of year, you guys, aren't in the best of moods. There's some people who are going into that depression thing. And that's another scope, because we can talk about the reality of that biblically speaking. In fact, I think we will, because this is the season. Some people loathe this time of year. They just actually, they loathe it because they don't have family, or they have family that they are estranged from, or they've been mistreated, or a person just popped in my mind. So I just, right now, just say a prayer for her, because she pleads out every day. I've seen her on I'll just say some of my broadcasts, and and she's shared with the world that she is lonely this time of year. And so there's people, even at your workspace, on your job, in your neighborhood, and maybe even in your own family. Be aware of people's behaviors this time of year. Be extra sensitive. Ask the Lord to give you his eyes. I love that. Ask the Lord to give you his eyes to help you see things spiritually. You understand what I'm saying? Things that might escape these carnal eyes. Okay? No, Lord, I want to see a little deeper. I don't want to miss my assignment. My assignment might just be to smile at the person on the bus stop that waits for the bus with me every morning. We say how, we kind of do that little hand wave thing. And that's about it. But let me really pay attention. Not that I'm trying to get all in their business, but if it's my assignment to say something to encourage somebody, make me available. Help me see it so I won't miss the opportunity to help somebody, because you never know. A conversation with someone just for 2 or 3 seconds could be life-changing for them, because they go throughout the day, they don't have anybody to talk to. They go to the job, they sit in their cubby, they do their work, they get back on the bus, they go to an empty house, maybe a cat, eat their dinner alone, no phone calls, nobody to call and hang out with, no friends, then they wake up tomorrow and do it all over again. If they wake up tomorrow, because you don't know, they might be contemplating, that's it, I can't take no more, can't take another Thanksgiving alone, can't take another Christmas alone. You understand what I'm saying? Get up out yourself, y'all. Get up out yourself. Everything ain't always what it seems. Let's talk about that perception. It ain't always what it seems. And I have found in my life, being let me give it to you like this: being a theater baby, being a stage girl. One thing I have found, and correct me if I'm wrong, but notice this. I know I'm a people watcher. I always have been. I think that has a lot to do with me being, loving the theater, loving the stage. You draw from a lot of things when you go into character, and it makes it easier to morph, because you watch people, you study people, then you have a lot of notes. But I have noticed that people that are funny, that are so funny, I mean, they can just make you laugh, and they just seem to just have it together. My experience, the funniest people are the saddest people. And just think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. Baby don't know this, but comedy is really pain. We find things that we would typically get mad about or hurt about, you know what I'm saying, behind. And so what makes it funny is we've twisted it. We've changed the perception of it. And there are people who are masters at that. They're masters at that. But sometimes they don't express their own feelings. They can joke about things that happen in the world, things that typically, my husband and I love looking at. I love Jimmy, not Jimmy Kimmel, not him, the other Jimmy Fallon. I love Jimmy. I do. I think Jimmy needs to be my neighbor, my next door neighbor. And then Seth Meyers. I've always liked him, kind of, sort of, but I really love him. I live for his first routine, his what is it? It's not really stand up, because his sit down at the beginning of his show, and his spin on things. And not to say he's a sad person. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I just love. But it's a perfect example of how you think things. A closer look. Thank you, babe. The things that we would typically get mad about, things that I get upset about looking at the news. But then he has this way of spinning it, and you can't help but sit there and crack up. But that's what comedy is. Comedy is taking painful things that make you angry, things that make you some kind of way, feeling some kind of way, and making you laugh about it, even about yourself. Okay, that's what comedy is, and there's some people who are masters at that. Even in our everyday life, I'm sure you have a friend who has always been just, hey Maria, thank you for coming in, sis. They've been dubbed that funny person. They're just funny. All I'm saying, because I don't want to. Maybe I should. Let me be careful how I'm phrasing this, because I don't want to say everybody who's a comedian is on the brink of suicide. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that people who tend to have those kind of feelings and thoughts sometimes are really funny. That's their way of masking it. Be aware of that. Thank you for joining, sis. We're doing the word of the day. The word of the day was movement. Our scripture that we quoted, I'm still over here Facebook also, so that's why I'm looking back and forth, sis, was Matthew 28:19. Go ye therefore and teach all nations. And I'm using that in the context of movement and how movement is not just, we think of exercise, but let's broaden our perception and let's talk about when we do something that affects another person, that affects a domino effect, that type of movement, starting a movement of sorts. Jesus started a movement. People weren't happy with it. People weren't comfortable with it. He started a movement. We got the commission. Thank you for the heart, sis. And we are to go out. That mission, that message ain't gonna always be, accepted by everybody. That's the purpose of a movement, because a movement usually rises up when there's something wrong. You have the civil rights movement, you have the women's lib movement. You have all these movements, and a movement usually starts when this has just gone too far. We need to do something about this, and then somebody rises up and says, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get resist. There's going to be some resistance. You understand what I'm saying? How could I forget my kids, my babies? Black Lives Matter. That's right. Okay, sis, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Smile at somebody today. That's your first challenge today. Not just somebody, everybody. That's your challenge. Just walk around with a joyous smile on your face. So, okay, be blessed. And so, this is why I'm saying be mindful. Mindful. Yes, baby. Yes, baby. My daughter ain't no joke, y'all. That's right, always. And my baby's carrying the torch. I say my babies because I'm just proud of our young people. I'm proud of young people. I'm proud of all our young people who there's always that generation that it takes these brilliant young minds to say, okay, and that's every generation. They're the young folks are the ones that rise up, and then some of us OGs, we can give some wisdom, and then we just all a force to be reckoned with when we get together. So anyway, I digress, but it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm a proud mama of millions, because there's so many youngins out there who understand movement. They understand movement, and that's beautiful to me. That just makes my heart smile. And yes. So anyway, I digress. So yeah. So today, on this day, this first day of November, I want you to be mindful. I want you to deliberately leave your house. And if you're already out and about on the East Coast, because I know you're past the noon hour, I want you to be deliberate and intentional in watching how people move, how they move. Ask the Lord for discernment. And it might not be someone that you speak to regularly. I want you to observe everybody, whether they look like you or not. Hear what I'm saying, people. Hear what I'm saying, family. And I'm going to start calling you by your name. You're epics. From this day, you are epics. EP and small I, CS. E stands for embracers. PC, perception changers. Epics. That's your new name. I made the I little for a reason. I was thinking, well, Lord, what word can I go for? I love an acronym. I know the I has to stay small because it ain't about you. Boom. Ah! Boom. Oh, there's a reason for everything. So y'all go out there and participate in this Love Fest 2017 ebook to follow. I'll make sure I get it out to you. I'm just anxious. I'm just anxious. Love. What is the acronym? Who remembers? The teacher in me. Who remembers what the acronym stands for? First student to get it right. The L is for leave. The O is for others. the V, valued, and the E. Day. Every day. Leave others valued every day. And that's what we're going to do for the month of November and beyond. But we're kickstarting the day with smiles. Don't underestimate your smile. Don't you do it. And when you do, I get the ivory freeze inside. I know that. Yes, you do. You are so funny. It's free for everybody, but thank you for bringing that up. It's going to be free for everybody. It's a beautiful guide, and I want it to look beautiful. I just didn't want to give y'all just any old thing. I want it to be purty, real purty. So, you know, as soon as Mr. Graphic Man, and he's working diligently. I mean, trust me, he's one of those, he's just right on it. I'd send him what I want. I kind of sketched it out and gave him a rough draft, and he's prettying it up for y'all. Okay. Yep. It's going to be purty. I want you to be happy. You can carry it on your phone and you can look at it and refer to it. And so I want it to be right. But in the meantime, please go to Perception Chick on Facebook. Okay. At Perception Chick, and join there, please. So you can see the broadcast on Facebook if you're out and about. Or if you prefer Periscope, again, Periscope. I keep saying Periscope Chick. I got to get used to Perception Chick. I don't know why I keep saying Periscope Chick. That's not what I want to do here. So I'm sorry. I'm not trying to confuse y'all. Like, okay, which one? It's Perception Chick. And I've caught myself how many times doing that. Hey, somebody else just came in on Facebook and I did not see the name. So thank you, family. Thank you so much, Epic. All you epics. You embracers and perception changers. I can get used to saying that though. Go out there and love on somebody. Be deliberate in your smiles today. Be deliberate in your smiles. And you might be a person that smiles all the time, so that don't count. I'm not talking about that. Hey there, thank you for joining. So I want you to be deliberate. And 20 might sound like a big number, but I'm throwing 20 out there. I want you to keep count. That's right. Because the more you do it, the better and more efficient you are with it. Be deliberate. And I'm hoping at the end of the day, you will actually be able to reflect on the people that you deliberately smiled at and what happened when you did. Did they smile back? Was it a sincere, honest, teethy grin? Was it a, oh, hey, how you doing? or did they just kind of, avoid even making eye contact? Sometimes there's a clue there. Be intentional. That's why I need you to be intentional. Because just you putting that beautiful gesture of facial love out there and their response of avoiding, that speaks to me as a people watcher. That speaks volumes. See, I'm not going to be that girl that's like, they just didn't want to. No, that was peculiar. So maybe I might try again in about 30 minutes. See what kind of response I get. And then I might have elevated. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because see, now I'm bothered. That's just me. Because I want to know what's really going on. Because see, something's wrong and you couldn't hide that thing. How are you? How are you today? You know what? I try. I really do. I try to speak slow, but that doesn't work for me. It just doesn't. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But you know what? When I put this on YouTube, if you want to follow me on YouTube, I do have a channel and I use the closed caption on YouTube. So it's EMBRACEtv. So please, as soon as we're done with this, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I try. I have what they call the gift of gab. Where are you from? Where are you from? And what is your name, hon? And unfortunately, I try to speak slower. Brazil, well, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, I don't want to botch that up because it's written beautifully. And I have a funny feeling I'm not going to say it right. It looks like it's Moses with the I. Is it pronounced the same as Moses? Am I totally off? Moises? Well, I'm happy to make your acquaintance. Like Moses. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm so happy to make your acquaintance. And thank you for coming in and following. We're starting a challenge today. And your first challenge is to deliberately and intentionally smile. Okay? That's what we want. Oh, how sweet. My family's all saying hi to you, Moses. So, I hope you'll follow me. Just press the little dots right there. And my plan is to come on every single morning. I'm in California, okay? And to give you a challenge of the day, and also offer you an ebook once it's ready. And I pray that it's ready in the next couple of days. But I didn't want to prolong starting this challenge. I wanted to start today. Be a woman of my word. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start. And we want to start a movement, a love movement. Okay, so follow me on Facebook, please. If you're on Facebook, I'm at Perception Chick. So if you put in Perception Chick, same handle, you'll find me over there. And the instructions for the challenge and everything will be written within the hour. I've posted a couple of things about it, but I'm going to go more in depth since you don't have the book. So that's what I have for you all today. And I hope that we kind of talked about some basics, the whole purpose of looking at this as a movement, and how I tried to tie it to scripture, because I just believe that Jesus was all about movement. He was a revolutionary, he was a rebel, a true rebel. And I love that, So, yeah, awesome. What an awesome God we serve. So I love you all. And I really, really mean it every day when I tell you I encourage you to embrace your life. You only have one. You only have one life. Okay? Don't squander it away. Don't waste too much time worried about things that you can't. And I'm speaking to myself too. Worried about too many things that you just don't have no control over. Give it up. Give it away. Let God deal with it. Trust him that he's going to do what he said he was going to do, which is never leave you, never forsake you. He got you. It might not look the way you think it will. And I think a lot of it is because it's unknown and we try to control it. That's when we start panicking. So change your perception of what's going on around you, and remember that he controls everything. So if he allowed it, all things work together for your good if you love him. That's Romans 8:28, my favorite scripture. So if he is who he says he is, and he's got control, and if he's allowed this, then okay, it's part of his plan. So stop tripping. Stop tripping. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Maybe it's a little scary because it's unknown. But overall, he's got this. So you keep that in mind. Keep that in the forefront of your mind every single day. Wake up and say thank you. And then ask him, what will he have you to do? Remember, your challenge, your movement for today is to smile intentionally. That's the key word, you guys. Intentionally at someone. Okay? Keep record of who smiles back, because that might be a clue to your next mission. All right? I love y'all. Anything you can do about it, embrace your life. Embrace your purpose. Cherish your time. God woke us up this morning, giving us another chance to get it right. Don't y'all blow it. I love you. Ain't a thing you can do about it. See you next time.